Today we're going to be checking out the Master Effects Martyr pedal. So Master Effects were cool enough to hit me up and ask if I wanted to try a couple of their preamp pedals that are based off of 90s death metal, and of course I said yes. So this Martyr is a preamp pedal based on the Marshall Valvestate 8100 amplifier. So the Valvestate amplifier, for anyone that doesn't know, back in the 90s was a solid state, higher gain amplifier from Marshall that was a cheaper alternative to buying something tube. Because this was more affordable, it was more accessible to a lot of people, and you saw a lot of, especially underground metal musicians using these. You saw these crop up a lot in Swedish death metal, the death metal scene. Even Meshuggah used these at one point. Most famously, the Valvestate 8100 was used by Chuck Schuldiner for Death, one of my personal favorites. So this Martyr pedal replicates the high gain channel of the Valvestate 8100 amplifier. So the Martyr replicates the high gain channel on that Valvestate 8100 amplifier. Now it has your typical, level gain control, a 3-band EQ, but what makes this thing unique and what made it unique in the 90s was that contour control. And that contour control essentially shifts a lot of the mid frequencies. You'll hear that when I do it outside of the mix, but it can take it from more, kind of classic, really mid forward Marshall tones, all the way to much more scooped and aggressive and more American tones and kind of anything in between. And that's really what set this amplifier apart from a lot of others. You could dial in a wealth of different sounds that all sounded great. And I think that's why so many bands, other than the fact that it was affordable, gravitated towards this amp. They could dial in a lot of different sounds and get a lot of different unique tones. Being that this is a preamp pedal, you can use this either just straight with an IR, say in the front of house or into your recording console, or you could use this into the effects loop return of an amplifier, which is how I'm going to use it. I'm going to have this going into the effects loop return of my Stealth 50 watt, and we're going to have that going into an IR I have set up. It's a blend of my DV77 and my VM1265 speakers. I figure since this was so famously used by Death, let's dial it in and get some Death tones. Absolutely. This nails that death sound, and you can get a ton of other sounds. Now, it's not as high gain as some people might expect. I mean, Marshall has never been the highest of high gain amplifiers, but it definitely has enough gain on tap to do anything from death metal to prog, you know, the Meshuggah, and anything else that you want to do. And that dryness honestly helps it sit in the mix much better. And like I said, that contour control, extremely powerful in sculpting different tones and really transforms this thing and sets it apart. I'm gonna have a link down below so you can check this out. I think it's pretty cool. I'm stoked to have, you know, a Valvestate 8100 and those death tones really at my fingertips and at my disposal now. I've loved death for years, so this is really cool for me. Let me know what you thought of the pedal, and thanks for watching. Stay metal.